Love them or hate them, you're going to see dragons everywhere, with the Town Hall 17 and beyond update at every town hall for reasons you might not realize that people don't talk about. So first up, dragons are an army that have a low skill floor but a high skill ceiling. What's that mean? Well, to give you a hint, Lalo has a high skill floor and a high ceiling. That means that they are easy to learn but hard to master. If you're a beginner, you can literally drop them in the corner of the field and they will just go still do damage, and you probably might get a 1-star, 2-star if the town hall is at the edge. Then when you learn basic funneling, you realize that, hey, I can line up this dragon and go ahead and go straight down the middle of the base and rip and tear all the way through. Then you start to learn more advanced tactics, and the pros can use them, say with Queen Charge, Clone Loon, all these different things, like where do you put the clone? How do you put your Hydra in? How do you funnel with the E-Trag, the heroes? What about the back end, the rocket loons you could use, Roll Champ, so many things. There's something that the pro will not get bored with because they have a high skill ceiling. There's so much that you can learn about the army and so many ways you can push it. You have a lot of things we'll talk about here in just a minute, so you will want to hear that. And what's nice is that they have an application for all skill levels. I mean, you can be a casual and still get the concept of dragons. You can be a pro. There's something that is air, so you don't have to worry about walls and wall breakers, pathing. What you do if you want to incorporate heroes, going in for like suis or hero dives, things like that. See, it's something that you can really mesh with any army and really learn how to use them. It is a common troop with so much variety. I mean, you have regular dragons, you get them early on in the game too. Town Hall 7, and they are viable all the way through the end. That's what's so cool. You get baby dragons, Electros, Dragon Riders, Super Dragons. When we talk about this low skill floor, high skill ceiling, you're going to love this, or you're going to hate this. Please let me know in the comments. Electro dragons. Yes, they have the worst reputation because people just spam them down and they have such a low skill floor, and it's like, oh, E-Drag spammer, it's a reputation. And hey, if that's the way you want to play, that's fine with me. I mean, if you find enjoyment in using that army, use that army. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. I've also seen people in pretty high Legends League 3-star with Electro Dragon armies. Well, hold on a minute. How can a troop that's so crappy, allegedly, be so good? Well, he's a great funneling troop if you think about, okay, with the 30 housing space, will he be a viable unit to funnel? Can I use him with the tiles that are less than 2 tiles apart to get chains in? Well, I could have 3 baby dragons, but if you put them too close together, they're going to negate each other's abilities. Would one E-Dragon be better? He's tankier, get him to merge with the rest of my army. So many different strategical aspects to think about when you're incorporating this. And then when you have a pro use E-Dragons, the difference they have between the beginners, you'll have the pro that understands spell placement, timing, how to lead the E-Dragons where he wants them to go, how to find chains. He may not want to use zaps to take out air defenses. Actually, you don't want to with E-Drags, because when you take out those zaps, it will mess with their pathing and the chaining. See, it's little things like that. When you have people that think about this stuff on an advanced level, that's the thing. The difference between someone who plays E-Drags at the high end and any dragon, or any army for that matter, is that they understand not just how the game works, but they think about things that most players won't even consider. Like, I've seen pro players do stuff, and I'm like, how'd you even think to do that? And then the new meta and strategy comes along, like months after the pros have already been doing it. Look at the Fireball. So popular now, but at first, everybody said it sucked. That's a whole other topic. Then, like I just said, we have the regular dragons. You have the babies for the funneling. The E-Drags can funnel or be in the regular army. The Dragon Riders target defenses. Maybe you want Super Dragons with the 40 space, fewer army actual units, more space. So many different strategy and variety. And then it even goes on more from that. You can use all of those basic or use them all advanced. Well, okay, what about Zap Drag? We could go ahead and zap out the air defenses if there's opportunities there. Well, what about going beyond just the zap? You could use a heroes to take out one. You could use rocket loons or loons with haste. I love doing that at lower town halls, dropping a haste, dropping a CC full of loons. You can maybe use a Royal Champion with the shield and spear, but you also use an earthquake to hurt the other defenses around it. Do you see how the Dragon army is just so versatile and awesome? Even Dragon Riders, they may not get a level up at the high-end town halls, but they are still usable in a Hydra attack, which uses all the types of dragons. And then, in addition to the zap, what about the triple clones? Understanding the placement of the clones. Do you use 1, 2, 3? Do you save the clones for the middle of the army? Do you use them on the town hall? What about the poisons? How do you freeze those out when they're near the town hall? The timing, understanding the Eternal Tome and when to use it to time your blimp to get to that town hall, when to hit that poison to block the invis, the freeze for the poison before you get to that town hall. All these are advanced concepts. Or understanding that the hitbox for the dragon is actually the middle of the shadow underneath it. So if you're thinking, why did my dragon go for this thing? Or why did my blimp not get blocked in my tome? Well, it's because you're not using it at the right time, because the game senses it at the middle of the dragon at the shadow. Think about that and watch the dragon animations next time. It's going to blow your mind. It's such a common trope. There's familiarity with the dragon. They are a fantasy creature that everyone knows and everyone loves, and when you pick up this game and you get to Town Hall 7, you get the mythical dragon, and you know how to use it. It doesn't take long to understand this thing breathes fire and it flies around the base. And that's why they start you with the basic dragon. It's not, this one targets defenses, this one does this. Here's a tanky unit. Use it whatever you want to. Have it tank for stuff. Have it tank for loons. Have it be a main troop. So many options. It is familiarity, and even if it's new to you to the game, it is a familiar concept and troop. You'll be comfortable using it. I mean, you funnel with it. It's main army spam. It's surgical. You work with any air and loons. You are able to protect the loons. There's so much that you can do with the dragon army that you could spend 3,000 hours talking about it. I have seen clanmates and night warriors just do high legends with Hydra, just popping it out. Spam armies that allegedly take no skill are being used extremely effectively in high legend league and clan war league and esports type of stuff. The next time you doubt the E-Dragon or any other dragon, just take a look at what you might be missing. Think about the things, study the videos, the things that you don't realize that you don't know. A good player, there's a thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect. You don't know what you don't know. You're unconsciously incompetent. Once you begin to see what other players do with these dragons, you're able to apply them to your own game, because if you don't know what you don't know, how can you do what you don't know? If that makes any sense. Now, did you also know that the new hero in Town Hall 17 will totally be changing ore and equipment and how we use it? Click the video on your screen, find out what you're missing so you can be ready for the update.